Hi everybody, this is Heather Clark with Running Totally Free. You can find me at my Facebook page, Running Totally Free in High Heels. And today I'd like to talk with you about my latest dumpster diving ventures. And I don't want to forget to tell you that my son, my 12-year-old son, Noah, was also a part of that dumpster diving venture that we just recently had. And he put a mighty amount of energy into that as well. So I want to give him credit. So the moment you've all been waiting for is the one in which the Keurig 2.0, two Keurig 2.0s is involved. We found a local Bed Bath & Beyond, and we thought it was urban myth or urban legend, however you say that Keurig 2.0s or any type of Keurig could be found in the dumpsters at Bed Bath & Beyond. And so it has kind of been back in the back of our minds that we would keep an eye out for those, and hadn't had any success. And so this time we thought, well, we'll look again, we'll keep an eye out. And this time, I mean, we really dug into these dumpsters. We had our jeans on and our boots on and our special gloves. I really should show those to you. We were ready to get down and dirty, and we really did get down and dirty this time, which 12-year-olds love. And we found the urban legend to be true. So I wanted to show you what we discovered. Behind me, I think you can see it, are two Keurig 2.0s. We were able to piece one of them together. The other one is basically going to be used for parts. And I'm going to talk about this one in a minute, the one that's going to be used for parts, because that's part of a little bit more information about Bed Bath & Beyond. I've got a funky shine going on in my face right now. I'm not sure what that's about. But anyway, this one, whoops, here I'm taking it apart. This one has been used a number of times. If I move it towards you, it's going to seem like it'll fall apart. It really won't. We have actually used it already a number of times. And as you can see, we've already made a number of Starbucks Pike Place roasts. And the thing lights up. Everything works, and it's fantastic. It's a touch screen. I believe I'm still getting familiar with these. You can use, let me see if I can move this a little bit, if I get the shine off my face. I believe you can do the timer on them and set the timer. I need to look it up on the computer, but sorry, I didn't have an extension cord so you could actually see it turned on, but I promise you it does work. You can set the timer and do auto timer, and you might even be able to hook it up to your computer. I don't know. Noah said there's some kind of like other spot to like plug it in, maybe even to your computer. I don't know. You guys probably know more about this than I do. But anyway, it works beautifully. You can see just a little bit of the orange paint. What happened was we saw that because they had thrown this in the dumpster, like this part was detached and the tray down here was loose. You can't really see that, but there's a tray, drip tray. And that was somewhere else. So I had to do a bit of searching to get all the parts together, but we found them all. So this whole side, and I'll have pictures I'll post, this whole side, this side, the front were sprayed with orange paint. And this bed sheet set shows you this is the color orange paint, except it was much worse than this, all over the machine. And I'll read to you, I thought this was interesting, Bed & Bath's policy. It says, return to vendor processing policy, although they don't return to vendor, they just throw it in the trash. It says, dispose, move to returns area. There is a 4% damage allowance deducted by accounts payable on a quarterly basis. All damaged, defective merchandise is to be destroyed, salvaged for parts, used as displays, or sold as is. So they destroy it. So it could be that it works. Damaged, defective, well, I guess those are very loose terms, what damaged or defective is. It could very well be that the customer just didn't like it, or they decided to use it and then just decided to return it. You know how people can be. Maybe they just decided to use it for the weekend and then they just didn't feel like they didn't want it any longer. So who really knows? Because this thing works just fine. Noah cleaned it, ran water through it a number of times, and it works fine. No problems whatsoever. So we think that somebody may have just kind of borrowed it from the store for a weekend and then returned it, and they couldn't put it back on the shelf. So they damaged it by spraying it with orange spray paint and then threw it away. So we used paint thinner, but first I used nail polish remover, which I think was my mistake because it's a little bit filmy right here, but where I used just paint thinner really looks fine. So, and I couldn't quite get in here, but I think if I worked a little harder, I could even get that out. So we've got like a brand new Keurig 2.0. And remember how the other day I was saying that I needed to sell some things so I could do things correctly about buying things for the house? Well, now I have a Keurig that the kids got me for Mother's Day last year, the next level down, that I can now sell to buy myself a lampshade. So that's exciting. Now, so what are we going to do with this other one? Well, as you can tell, it's missing the water filter and it's missing a tray. The other thing is, and I think another way they damaged it was, look at this. They cut the cord. You see that? Now I know this can be spliced, and my husband, my next door neighbor, know a whole lot about this kind of stuff and what you can do to make this work. But it does need the water filter and it does need the tray. But if we keep an eye out at Bed Bath & Beyond's dumpsters, surely we can find another one and find some other pieces. So we can play a little bit of Luke Skywalker in his earlier days and start putting these robots back together. So we're just going to hold on to it, put it in the garage, and probably rebuild another one, and just have some fun with this. Why not, right? It doesn't cost us a thing. So that was a huge deal. We also had found some blender pieces, and I kind of wish we'd kept them because even those weren't complete. We probably could have done the same thing, held on to the pieces and then eventually pieced things together and had a full product. Our blender we've had for a number of years, and it's starting to leak a little bit and like shoot out stuff at the bottom. We could really use a new one. So I kind of wish we had kept the pieces we had found, but lesson learned. So this is how good God is, okay? I'm doing this video in the first place. My son kind of didn't want me to because he didn't want people to know. He's a little competitive, and he's like, well, people are going to start looking at the same places, and then we're not going to find such good things. And, in my heart, I'm like, I've got open hands in all this. The reason why I even started doing, sharing what we do with, the whole Dave Ramsey thing was we're trying to help out other couples or other families or even single moms, single dads, is because we want to help them to step up into financial freedom. So I want to help you guys out. And one of the ways that we're stretching our dollars and our cash envelopes is by finding ways to find things more inexpensively. And since corporations are throwing away perfectly good products and dumping them and filling up our landfills so fast with stuff that's not really biodegradable and yet still useful, why shouldn't we rescue some of it and make use of it? So I'm all for sharing all of this. The more people using it and getting it out of the landfills, the better. So I want you to know about this. The next kind of unusual find, and very helpful to us, and I think you'll find helpful too, is at one of the clothing stores, and I forget which one it was, but it may have been like Old Navy or something. No clothes. I'd let you know if I'd found clothes. Have not found clothes yet. But they had this big box of the Philips floodlights. And we really need, and they're LED, we really needed them for outside because ours are really ready to be replaced. Quite a few of them, a couple got broken and a couple of just, they've just died. So I was so excited because it's a box of 6 of them, which I think just about replaces all of them around the outside of the house. So yay, that was a need. And, we only have so much money. We already had to buy that faucet, and we have to buy a new filter for our refrigerator because ours is done, kaput. So we really didn't have the cash to like pay for a bunch of expensive, what are these called? Floodlights. So see, God saw our need and he provided. How cool is that? And then the other thing I thought was, it'd be awesome if we could start finding things like toiletry items that, would help stretch the toiletry, household goods envelope. And so at Dollar General, I guess I wish I could show you the container, but there was all these containers of like the Q-tips, and I guess the glue had just dried out too much, so they were starting to like open and Q-tips were starting to fly out. So that one of the workers had put in a Dollar Tree bag like a bunch of the containers of the Q-tips that had all these like Q-tips starting to slide out. So I took that bag and I put them and emptied all the boxes and put them in this. I think we're going to be okay on Q-tips for a little while. What do you think? My husband really and we really like to keep our ears clean after a shower. It's kind of our routine. So I think we're stocked. But isn't that neat? I mean, come on. I know it's like $1 or $2, but hey, this is awesome. So another thing is, this is just so bizarre. I'm really not sure why. I guess I can't find it. Well, no, wait a minute. There it is. But it really doesn't say an expiration date. Deodorant. Still got the seal on it, but this was also at the Dollar General, and it hasn't been tampered with. Dollar General trash, men's deodorant, and this is the kind my husband likes. He likes just the deodorant. Also found Ladies Speed Stick with a little plastic thing, and it says expires January. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, the light's not right. January 2018. Did you think there was an expiration on deodorant? I had no idea. But hey, that costs money too. So how cool is that? We got 4 of those, 2 of the ladies, 2 of the men's. Also, especially with all this dumpster diving, I'm like really, really anal about hand sanitizing. So got 2 little hand sanitizers for my purse. Score. That costs money. There's some other weird stuff. So that was some of the weird stuff. I also found in the Bed Bath & Beyond dumpster a hair trimmer for men. Like the kinds you can give like little boys and men too, if they'll trust you to cut their hair. The Wahl, W-A-H-L trimmer, I don't know where it got to in the house, and that would have been a good example because we hadn't gotten the orange paint off of it yet. But one of those Wahl trimmers, all it needed was the new, a fresh blade. So we got one of those too. Now I just have to convince at least my son to let me cut the sides of his hair and then just scissor his top of his head. And if I can't convince him, then I'm just going to sell that. But isn't that cool? So cool. I also saw a stainless steel trash can in there. Unfortunately, the top of that had broken off, and it looked like I couldn't quite tell. Somebody had thrown their tires in there, so I think that may have actually broken the trash can. I don't think it was broken when it first was in there. So unfortunately, you see a lot of people dumping their own trash cans in dumpsters, or their own trash, I mean, and then ruining everything that's in there. The other thing at the Dollar Tree, which was really cool, was they had all these bags of sunflower seeds. And I'm sure in your mind you're like, so what are you going to do with sunflower seeds? Well, my son has a hamster, and hamsters love sunflower seeds, and they're really expensive to buy because they're such a good, like, fatty, high protein food, and hamsters love them. So, I mean, gobs and gobs and gobs of sunflower seeds. So he'll be able to feed his hamster for a while. And that for my son, that's a big savings because he pays for his hamsters, hamster food. Okay, so what else was there? Okay, so like I've told you, we've been going to, we go to Five Below quite a bit because that's like Noah's favorite spot. And you know Bed Bath & Beyond's my favorite. And by the way, I don't know if I took it out or not, but the coolest thing I found this yesterday was I had found all those, the wallflowers, the thing you plug into the wall, but not the actual glass vials of scent. Well, yesterday I found like 6 of the glass vials and they weren't broken. So now I actually have the whole thing. So for the first time I got to actually, and I thought I brought it here, but I guess I didn't. I got to plug one into the wall and it smelled so good. So that was really fun for me. That was such a blessing. And then I got a couple more hand soaps and what else from there? And a couple more candles. I now have 16 candles and 2 mini candles now from there. I didn't even know they made mini candles. Yeah, how amazing is that? Just awesome. All right, so look at this bin, guys. This is a bin full, and this is not including like 3 headphones. What am I saying? Earbuds that we have put away with all our running stuff. From Five Below, so that, you know, if we can't find something, that it's right there to choose from when we're ready to go out the door. We have got, this is the thing I'm not quite sure what to do with. I'm happy to give it to people, so if you have a request, you live locally, and you have a request for something, just ask me, I'll give it to you. We have like bizarre stuff, like the iPad mini protector. We've got, oh my gosh, like a million iPhone 6 something cases, just loose. Oh, those are stuck to each other. I don't even, varying sizes. We've got these tempered glass screen, a ton of these. I don't know why they're throwing them away. Maybe they're supposed to have some kind of more packaging. I have no idea. We have a ton of these. 6-foot premium lightning cable for iPhone 6, iPad Pro, iPad Mini 2, Mini Touch. I don't even know what all this means, but I can't tell you how many we have of these in different colors. Blue, pink. I think I've seen gold in here. We have an armband that's compatible with the iPhone 4. Maybe this is just out of date. We have, now this is probably here because there isn't, whoops, there isn't the back stand. That's the only part I think is missing. Let's see these protective cases. I mean, a whole box full. Then we've got some of these adapter cables. These are super cool. Now this, we'll probably put our phones in for the pool. Seen these before? So they don't get wet and destroyed. Got like 3 of them. They're kind of wrapped up. So as not to break our phones. See another one, this one's in gray. We have a car charger, USB car charger. We might keep this one because when we travel, we use that. But, you know, if we have a bunch more of them, we're not going to hold on to them all. So, some kind of screen protector. See, this is not my field of expertise. My husband and my son understand this stuff more than I do. Lots of these little wipes for screens, and then beats me. I have no idea. Larger sizes. This probably would fit mine. I've got an enormous. I have, what do they call it? It's the tablet. I don't know. It's like a tablet phone, but it has a funky name for it. And then Noah found at GameStop's trash can a Connect Adventures game. There actually was, and these ladies were so impressed with him. Xbox 360 Connect, there actually was a game in there. Usually they said the boxes are empty, and of course this is kind of weird. That's So Raven, Psychic on the Scene. I don't know that I'd want my kids playing that anyway. There was a game in there. So I was thinking maybe we need to have a garage. We should have a garage sale anyway in the fall to clean out again, because I'm not big on having lots of stuff in my house. And, you know, this would be a good way to, you know, earn a little cash, give some stuff away. You know, I can't imagine sending this in the Operation Christmas Child, which, by the way, is going great. We've been finding more little toys for the kids, finding, you know, more balls, more little toys. I'm going to start praying specifically. Would you pray with me, please? Praying specifically for like mittens and socks. And what else came to mind the other day? I was thinking, oh yeah, that would be good too. Like pens and notepads. I don't know. If you guys come up with more ideas, would you tell me? Somebody had texted, had messaged me and said, how about books? So pray for me that like Books A Million, or maybe I need to go up to Barnes and Noble. That, and actually Dollar Tree has books too, so maybe they'll clear out their books. Pray that they'll trash their books too, especially, you know, their kids' books, like the word finds, their educational, like, you know how they have like the pre-K and kindergarten readiness books. Pray for them to start clearing those things out, because I think if I roll those up real tightly, they'll fit in the shoe boxes. You know, would you pray for that stuff to be dumped, because I could fit those in the boxes as well. And the other idea I had too was, I know people have talked about making like little baggies to give out to homeless people. Like, you know, when you go to Walmart, that seems to happen a lot. Or like you'll be on a corner, like after you, like we live really close to 75, so we're often using the exits. And so often we'll be coming off of 75 or going on 75, and there'll be a homeless person looking for a ride. And that's like just a perfect opportunity to give them like a baggie of like soap and a washcloth and tube of toothpaste and a toothbrush, and, you know, maybe some doggy bones, because I see a lot of them with dogs. So that would be a great ministry opportunity too. So there's just so many great opportunities of ways to use the things we find in these dumpsters. Because, for instance, we have a PetSmart, is it PetSmart? PetSmart, I think. And they have, oh my gosh, they have so much dog food that they just dump in the dumpsters. And if we just baggied that up and gave that to the homeless guys who've got their dogs with them, I mean, that's got to be an expense for them. So there's just so many, guys, I hope you're getting excited as I am, because I know it's kind of gross, and I'm sure some of you have really like poo-pooed this and you're like, yeah, good for you, Heather. I could never do it. But if you try to look at it from a different angle, an angle of helping others, stretching your family's dollars to meet other goals, then you can get over some of the gross factor and just the, I don't know, just the subculture idea of it. I just want to challenge you to stretch your thinking and to think outside of the box, and to stop thinking that you aren't that person, okay? Because I just really think that God can use this in so many ways to bless people. And there's so much product and good things out there that people are missing out on, who have genuine need and whose needs are not being met because people are just not thinking. They're not taking the time to just stop and think. So I'll get off my soapbox now. I hope you had fun looking at my dumpster dive finds. It's getting. I really have to keep putting this before God because it's getting slightly addictive now. It's fun, and Noah and I are having so much fun. And sometimes, you know, Abby comes along with us too, just to watch, and we're just having a good time. We'll pick up donuts. You know, we've got our I have my coffee I make from home, and we laugh and we play our praise music, and we pray and ask God to, like, you know, send us to the right dumpsters and, you know, protect us. And he's been really, really faithful. So anyway, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon, guys. Oh, and by the way, this shirt I found at one of my garage sales a couple weeks ago, and it was only $1, and I kind of like it. So wearing it well. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.